New developments tonight in a murder mystery involving a former Dallas Cowboy. Punter Collin Ridgeway was gunned down in his University Park home. Police call it a murder for hire, and it might have been the perfect crime because no one has been punished for the player's death. CBS 11's Brooke Richie joins us tonight with this Crime Stoppers report that you will see only on CBS 11. Brooke?
Ginger, the crime happened more than 13 years ago, but officers are not letting this case go cold. Ever since then, they have waited for the evidence that will prove their suspicions correct. And in a new development, we found some of the people closest to this case. Collin Ridgeway's success was once measured in punts and jumps, but years after the Dallas Cowboy and Olympian's heyday, he would become famous again in death. And 13 years after his execution-style slaying.
It was a terrible tragedy. He left a lot of people heartbroken when he left.
The mystery of his murder remains unsolved.
Collin didn't have any enemies that I know of.
So we believe that it was actually a murder for hire.
And according to a 1996 Dallas County indictment, this man, Kenneth Bicking III, pulled the trigger. The indictment says Bicking killed Ridgeway in exchange for $5,000 from Joan Ridgeway, Collin's wife. An arrest warrant stated that Bicking, a Florida native, was in Dallas the day of the murder. And the warrant shows that Joan Ridgeway was driving a truck registered to Bicking's father several months later. Police say they were never allowed to interview Mrs. Ridgeway, but we found her at her home south of Dallas in Corsicana.
I mean, can you tell me that you had nothing to do with it?
I would never hurt Collin. I still think about him every day. My life for Collin was my life.
But one of Ridgeway's own relatives, whose identity we've concealed, describes a different relationship.
What was their relationship like?
Very hostile. It wasn't a marriage based on love.
Police have always pointed to this $500,000 life insurance policy as a possible motive. Joan Ridgeway was the beneficiary.
No, Collin did that on his own way without me, without telling me. It was a total surprise. And it was taken out apparently a couple of years before he died.
Not according to police or to the insurance documents obtained in a lawsuit filed by Ridgeway.
They both applied for a $500,000 insurance policy on Collin's life.
The effective date on the policy is January 2nd, 1993, 4 months before Collin's death.
Do you know who did it?
I wish I did. No, I really don't. No, I don't know who did it. There's no reason on earth I would have killed Collin Ridgeway.
Joan Ridgeway was never indicted, and the case against Bicking, the alleged shooter, was dismissed for lack of evidence in 1997. Court documents state the investigation for additional admissible evidence will continue, and it does to this day.
But we're still hopeful that there's some evidence out there that we can still glean to push this thing over the edge, and maybe we can still bring it to trial.
When someone is innocently killed, I think there needs to be something done about it.
You know, the way I look at that is they're going to get it in this world, they're going to get it in the next. You know, I'd really like to see them get it in this world, but they got to live with it every day too. You know, that's got to be rough.
And police are hoping a witness will come forward with information that will help them finally close this case. They're also hoping new technology will help. They recently resubmitted evidence taken from the scene to a crime lab. And Ginger, right now, they're awaiting results.
All right, we know you'll be following this one, Brooke. Thank you. And if you have any information about this case, you are asked to call North Texas Crime Stoppers at 877-373-TIPS. That's the number you see there on your screen, 877-373-8477. And you could be eligible for a reward if your tip leads to the arrest and conviction of Ridgeway's killer.